My cousin thought he owned the family legacy, so Elle destroyed his moment in front of everyone. Growing up, my cousin Grant was always the chosen one. Our grandfather built a restaurant empire from nothing, starting with a small diner in 1960. Now we have 15 locations across 3 states. Everyone knew Grant would take over one day. He had the perfect grades, went to culinary school, and worked in our kitchen since age 16. I loved cooking too, but was told the kitchen was Grant's domain. Instead, I got stuck working the host stand, then serving tables. When I tried showing Grandpa my own recipes, Grant would appear with some fancy new dish he'd created. Grandpa's eyes would light up, completely forgetting about me. Last year, Grandpa got diagnosed with terminal cancer. He gathered the family and announced he was retiring, planning to hand over the business. Everyone looked at Grant, who had this smug smile already plastered on his face. But then Grandpa dropped a bomb. He wanted both of us to compete for it. We'd each run one restaurant location for 6 months. Whoever showed the best results would get everything. Grant was furious. He cornered me later saying, "Don't embarrass yourself. We both know you'll fail." But I'd been watching and learning for 15 years. I knew our customers, what they liked, what they complained about. While Grant focused on fancy plating and exotic ingredients at his location, I remembered what made Grandpa successful: good food, fair prices, making people feel like family. I kept our classic menu, but added daily specials using local ingredients. I learned every regular's name and order. Grant's sales dropped each month as people got tired of paying double for tiny portions. Meanwhile, my location's numbers kept climbing. But I also noticed something off in his reports. The food costs seemed suspiciously low for such expensive ingredients. I hired a friend who works as a food supplier to do some digging. Turns out Grant was cutting corners, buying cheaper ingredients but charging premium prices. He even had boxes of frozen appetizers from Costco in his freezer, reheating them as house-made specialties. The day of Grandpa's final decision arrived. The whole family gathered at the original diner location. Grant stood up first, showing charts of his innovative menu and elevated dining experience. Then I played my ace. I passed out photos of the Costco boxes, invoices showing the real ingredients he'd bought, even screenshots of fake reviews he'd paid for. "This is how Grant honors your legacy," I said to Grandpa, "by charging people triple for frozen mozzarella sticks." Grant's face went pale. He started stammering about supply chain issues and temporary solutions, but I wasn't done. I'd brought samples of actual house-made appetizers from my location. As everyone tasted them, I explained how I'd stuck to Grandpa's core values: quality food at fair prices, made with care. "Grant thinks he deserves this because he's got a fancy degree," I said. But Grandpa didn't build this business with degrees. He built it by respecting customers and taking pride in every plate. Grandpa was quiet for a long moment. Then he took off his signature gold ring, the one he'd worn since opening day. He walked past Grant without even looking at him and placed it in my hand. "You understand what matters," he said. "The business is yours." Grant stormed out. Later, he tried suing for his rightful inheritance, but the court threw it out. He ended up opening his own fancy restaurant. It closed within a year. I still run things the way Grandpa taught me. Every morning, I make his original recipes, greet the regulars by name, and wear his ring. Grant still won't speak to me, but that's fine. He never understood that a legacy isn't something you're entitled to. It's something you earn by honoring where you came from. Last week, his mom called begging for a job for him. Apparently, his second restaurant failed too. I offered him a position as a dishwasher. He hung up. Guess his culinary degree is too good for honest work.